at what to be expecting. Let me get my little banner in order there. So great to see everybody. We've got that freezing rain and sleet that's falling here in downtown Toledo, and temperature-wise, it's going to be very crucial on where we are as far as the readings in right around or just below the freezing mark. So what we have falling now, some sleet, freezing rain mixing in with a little bit of snow in the Toledo metro. So how to break this down? Wednesday evening, the rest of what we have ahead of us, changing to snow, especially west and north of Toledo. Now, ice and sleet still going to be a bit more likely south and east, where you may get those ice pellets, or you may get sleet, freezing rain, or just plain old cold rain that's going to be possible far to the south and to the east. Overnight, we're looking at total snow accumulations. Now, this is going to vary significantly, mainly west and north of Toledo. Can't be clear enough about that. Still could range from about 2 to 5 inches to the north and west. Ice accumulations from the Toledo metro south and east could reach up to 1/4 of an inch. Here in the Toledo metro, we're still anticipating around 1 to 2 inches of snow and at least a solid 1/10 of an inch of ice that will be a possibility as we go overnight. One more little thump of snow that's going to be expected, and that will come in midnight to about 4 a.m. That could give us basically a topping of snow on top of all the ice that we've seen. That snow and ice is going to be done between about 3 to 6 a.m. But at this point, you got to plan for delays. Impacts to travel early Thursday morning. It's going to be highly likely that we're going to have slow travel. Many schools choosing to cancel with these freezing rain and snow that are going to make for very difficult travel conditions. So here we are a couple minutes after 9 o'clock, and we've got temperatures that are colder to the north and west as we expected, more in the form of snow, right around 30 degrees, Toledo, Bowling Green, Findlay. And we've got freezing rain that's occurring across much of the area south and east of the Toledo metro, where I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of a mess out there on radar. And if you take that first step out the door, it is extremely slippery across the area. So be advised, slippery conditions, untreated surfaces, and even some of our roadways that the crews have been working so hard to treat still could be very slippery. Snow is going to be a little more common west of Toledo. We've got rain or freezing rain that's mixing into the east. So we can take a look over toward Tiffin, where I've heard very slippery conditions have been developing in Tiffin. Part of that is because road surfaces, sidewalks, parking lots, it's been below freezing for quite some time, so that cold rain that's falling tends to just freeze on contact. A whole mix of just about everything here in the Toledo metro. We have sleet and freezing rain, especially on the south and east end of the metro. Now starting to see it mix over and change over to snow as we get a little bit closer to Sylvania, back over towards Springfield Township, Monclova Township, over towards Swanton, out toward Delta. Now we're getting into Fulton County, where snow is a lot steadier. Wauseon, back over toward Morenci, Michigan, back into Fayette. You get the picture. The farther west you get, more snow. Down Route 24 from Napoleon toward Defiance, got some very slippery travel that continues to unfold. As far as the advisories and the alerts that we have active right now, we have winter weather advisories in effect for a good chunk of northwest Ohio, all of southern Michigan, but an ice storm warning that is in effect for Lucas, Wood, Hancock counties. In addition, Sandusky, Seneca, and Ottawa counties also under that ice storm warning. Potentially, as we could get up to 1/4 of an inch of ice that will be possible. At that point, very slippery, treacherous travel. Your windshield's going to be iced over. And if we were to get over 1/4 of an inch, that's when we start to worry about some power line related issues. That ice storm warning is for the potential of up to about 1/4 of an inch of ice is what we're going to be anticipating. Now, you may be hearing the pinging of ice pellets or sleet that is making its way across the area, or you're thinking this is just plain old rain. Chances are it's not. Most likely it's freezing rain or sleet. So what's the difference between freezing rain or sleet? Let's talk one of my favorite things, can we? Donuts, to describe what the difference is between freezing rain and sleet. So think of a glazed donut. That's freezing rain. When rain falls, the surface is below freezing. It immediately adheres and freezes to that surface. It's a very sheen, icy coating that is very dangerous when we're talking freezing rain. Now, ice, sleet pellets, that is something else that is also could and can be slippery, but it is the least of our concerns because these are more like crunchy sprinkles that go on top of a donut. You follow me now? Those crunchy sprinkles, yes, they're ice, but they're not as slippery as snow or freezing rain. Sleet is the least of the slipperiest because it's more those crunchy sprinkles of ice. Hope that helps you understand what we've got going on across the area between freezing rain and sleet. And next time you think of donuts, well, you can think of your little weather lesson you had today, or maybe it's just making you hungry for a donut at this point. So that's the difference between freezing rain and sleet. Here's one thing that's very cool that exclusively to WTOL 11, you're not going to see this anywhere else, our exclusive school delay hotspot map. So we're pinpointing where our districts are choosing to delay or close. And as we expected, west and north of Toledo, that's where most of our districts are choosing to close at this point. Lots of delays coming out of Hancock County, a good chunk of Wood County as well, where it's more probably going to be a wait and see how things are early in the morning, and a better chance you may get out the door on time. Make sure the kids have their homework done. South and east across Wyandotte, Crawford County, especially eastern Seneca County, into Erie and Huron County, parts of Sandusky County. You could make it through this one more in the form of rain, less in the form of ice, and certainly less in the form of snow. But you get the picture. We've already got nearly 3 dozen school districts that are choosing to close at this point. So we're not quite done with the wintry precipitation yet. We've got heavier precipitation coming in the form of some snow west of I-75 and to the north up into southern Michigan. Still some freezing rain and sleet. And overall, I'm going to put this a decent impact here. Level 4 out of 5. And the big reason why is because of the ice potential with this. It's not going to be the biggest snowstorm that we've ever had. Snow to the northwest, icy, slick road conditions that travel through Thursday morning. It really is expected to be impacted. So that alert day is going to continue tonight through midnight, where that wintry mix is going to occur here in the Toledo Metro. One more thump of snow, and stick with me here because I'm going to show you exactly where and when I'm expecting that next thump of snow. It is going to come across the area as this system finally wraps up. Should be able to lift that alert day by mid to late morning as conditions will improve Thursday. So the evening tonight, snow and ice. Thursday morning, going to have travel delays and our next winter storm. Have you already heard this? Yeah, we've got another round out there into the weekend as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Lots still unknown about this, but it is a potentially impactful storm. So here's what we got the next couple of days. Thursday morning, it is an alert day. Travel impacts mainly to the morning, partly sunny but cold on Friday. 26 the daytime high. Wintry mix, it's going to be out there on Saturday. That again could be in the form of some accumulating snow, some sleet, and even some cold rain that will be possible. So too early for accumulations on that. 34 the daytime high, then tumbling back into the 20s, and snow chances and a lot of wind out there as we get into Sunday to end the weekend. All right, so let's go through this one hour by hour. So great to have you along here on WTOL 11 Plus. We're going to continue this stream, connect you with some information as we've been doing. Please go ahead and tell your friends and family about it if you enjoy kind of getting a little bit more in detail about what is happening. So snow, ice, and just some cold rain is happening across the area. Now, the distribution of this, more likely it's cold rain for Wyandotte and Crawford County, east of I-75, but there's this really narrow corridor of some freezing rain that's occurring, and it's coming down pretty good. The general trend is going to hold that pocket of freezing rain right from about Findlay to Bowling Green toward Fremont. Tiffin is getting on the edge of it up toward Oak Harbor. Parts of the Toledo Metro have already seen a pretty good thick glaze of ice. The thump of snow, it's going to come into the Toledo Metro between midnight and 2 to 4 a.m. So a 3 to perhaps 3.5 hour period where we're going to get some decent snow. That's where I think we get our inch to inch and a half of an accumulation that's going to occur, heavier little burst of snow as we go after midnight. So midnight to 2 a.m., between 2 and 4 a.m., it's going to be shifting to the east, and we'll be out of here by the time we hit 6 a.m. for what then will be a dry but a very icy, slippery start to the day on Thursday, so kind of on slow travel and delays, and then a few flurries, light snow showers that may continue into the afternoon. Snow chances will be very clear on this one. I don't think we're going to get much for most of the area. It's going to be west and north of the Toledo Metro. Anywhere that's not west of Toledo or north up into southern Michigan, going to have little to no accumulation. Could be a slushy half an inch to an inch in a few spots, but that will be on top of what is mainly ice that is fallen. All right, now I'm going to show this map here, but let's not fixate on the numbers because I'm seeing a few areas that may fall short of these totals, especially down there toward Wyandotte and Crawford County. I'm a little skeptical of that, but there's this corridor that's going to set up across Hancock County that will bring ice accumulation accumulation chances into the area. So generally speaking, I think this is a little better representation of what I'm thinking is going to be happening. We'll trim these numbers back a little bit. It could be as little as 2 to 5 inches of snow far to the west, as we've had a little freezing rain and ice that kind of cut down on those totals a little bit. Healthy, heavy glaze of ice into parts of the Toledo metro. Gets a little heavier south and east, and then mainly in the form of rain well to the south and to the east, where impacts are going to be very limited. Next big impact, all right, of course, we're dealing with this winter storm, but we got another one into the weekend, and that's going to bring stormy weather in the form of more snow and ice that will be possible. We are going to be dry, quiet on Valentine's Day, so that is good, but Saturday morning, we get more snow into the area, may change over to rain Saturday afternoon and into Saturday evening, then back to snow on Sunday, so multiple rounds of snow that may still be possible into the weekend, both early Saturday, breaking for some rain as we make it above freezing Saturday afternoon, and then into Sunday again. So bottom line, we still have more wintry weather that we'll have to get through. Snow and ice tonight. It's going to be ending before daybreak, but very slippery conditions will be possible. Highs on Thursday. Going to be in the upper 20s. Morning impacts to travel with that snow ending very early in the day. So that alert day will carry through tonight. And again, we're going to get that wintry mix in the Toledo metro now through midnight. That next thump of snow is going to be about midnight to 3 a.m. About 3 hours of some snow that's going to come down, and it will be dry by daybreak. But the damage essentially already done. It is icy and very slippery across the area. So Thursday, alert day in the morning. We're going to see a break then Thursday afternoon into Friday. Very cold on Friday. High of right around 8 or low of around 8 degrees. The high of 26. Then into the weekend, we're going to have Saturday and Sunday, our next round of wintry weather. Alert days that have been issued for that. Still a lot of uncertainty, but it could be a storm system that does bring some accumulations to the area. Depending on where we get the colder air, how much is what we're going to be able to determine with that. Then into the weekend, should be able to end that snow chance late on Sunday and early next week. You're going to see some much cooler weather. All right, so I'm going to reset things here. Hang with me. I'm going to go back through some of the early stuff. If you're just joining us here on WTOL 11 Plus, do a quick run through once again. Some of the heavier wintry mix is just picking up between now and midnight. Should continue through about 2 to 4 a.m. before tapering off. And we see a little bit of just about everything over downtown Toledo. We've had a widespread freezing rain, sleet, now some snow starting to mix in with some of that sleet and freezing rain. So it's all over the place with wintry precipitation. We're at 30 degrees in the timeline of all this, changing to snow, especially to the west and to the north, more ice and sleet south and east. Now the accumulations, I'm going to put you right around 2 to 5 inches for areas west and north of Toledo. I'll be very clear about that. That's farther west and farther to the north. That's where we get the better chance of that accumulation. Around 1 to 2 inches, and it may be closer to an inch, inch and a half in the Toledo metro with a heavy glaze of ice. Heaviest ice could be up to a quarter of an inch just south and east of the Toledo metro, just south and east of the Maumee River. So keep that in mind. Slippery conditions. All areas, with the exception of Upper Sandusky, Wyandotte, Crawford County toward Norwalk, seeing temperatures that are above freezing. Now, here's the tricky part with radar. It's quite messy, isn't it? Snow, sleet, freezing rain occurring across parts of the area. A couple heavier bursts of snow. Let's head out over toward Defiance and Williams County. That's a burst of snow that is going to be really intense for a little bit. That could give you another inch of snow that will come down pretty quickly. That is over toward Hicksville. It